I watched in disbelief as my ex laughed, her hand intertwined with my so-called friend's. The same friend who'd borrowed £500 from me for rent. Turns out, he spent it all on fancy dinners and cinema dates with her. I couldn't breathe. The photo Sarah sent me was clear as day. Jake's arm around Emma, her head on his shoulder. The same Emma I'd dated for 2 years. The same Jake I'd trusted since primary school. £500. That's what he'd begged me for, claiming his landlord was on his back. Turns out, it funded their dates. My chest tightened. How could I have been so blind? You spent my money on her. I slammed my hand on the table, making Jake jump. The pub fell silent. He avoided my eyes, muttering something about needing a break from his own problems. A break? You stole from me, Jake. I shouted. Heads turned, but I didn't care. His betrayal burned hotter than any embarrassment. I didn't know it was your money, Emma said, her voice soft but firm. I scoffed. Really? Because it smells like lies to me. She sighed, admitting Jake had told her it was his bonus from work. I'm sorry, Alex. I never would've, I cut her off. Save it. You're just as guilty for not asking questions. I'm sorry, all right? I messed up, Jake mumbled, not meeting my eyes. I laughed bitterly. Sorry doesn't pay back £500, does it? He shifted uncomfortably. I'll pay you back, I swear. I shook my head. You've got a month. After that, we're done. He's not worth it, Alex, Sarah said, handing me another slice of pizza. You're better off without him. I nodded, but my mind kept replaying the betrayal. What if I'm the fool for trusting him? She rolled her eyes. No, he's the fool for losing you. I needed a fresh start. Walking by the river, I deleted Jake's number. It was time to focus on me. No more dwelling on the past. No more letting people take advantage. I took a deep breath. One step at a time. So, you're telling me he spent £500 on dates? Liam asked, shaking his head. Yeah. And with my ex, I added. He whistled. That's rough. But hey, at least you've got a good story now. I smiled for the first time in days. Maybe this wasn't the end. Maybe it was a new beginning. 1 month. That's what I gave Jake to pay me back. Today was the day. I checked my account again. Nothing. Not even a message. Sarah walked in, saw my face, and sighed. You didn't really think he'd pay, did you? I didn't answer. Part of me still hoped. The other part knew better. Need more time, Jake's message read. I laughed, a bitter sound. Time. He'd had a month. I typed back, you've got until tomorrow. After that, I'm coming for you. I hit send, knowing it was empty threats. But I had to try. Let it go, lad, Mr. Thompson said, smoke curling from his pipe. Money's gone. Chasing it'll only cost you more. I shook my head. It's not about the money. It's about the principle. He chuckled. Principle won't pay your bills. Sometimes, walking away is the strongest thing you can do. You've got until close of business, I said, keeping my voice low but firm. Jake's face paled. Alex, please, don't please me. You owe me. I turned and walked away, feeling every eye in the office on my back. Alex, it's Emma, she said. I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but, what do you want? I cut in. Jake's in trouble. He's not paying you because he can't. He's lost his job. I paused. And you're calling me because? Because I think you should know. Looks like Jake's been lying about more than just the money, Liam said, passing me the phone. The article confirmed it. Jake's company had downsized months ago. He'd been jobless since. So, he borrowed from you knowing he couldn't pay it back. I nodded, anger mixing with pity. You lied to me again, I said, my voice cold. Jake looked up, tears in his eyes. I'm sorry, Alex. I didn't know what else to do. You could have told the truth. He shook his head. I was scared. Of losing you, of everything. Mr. Thompson's words echoed in my mind. Walking away is the strongest thing you can do. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the past few weeks lift. I couldn't force Jake to change. And I couldn't keep holding on to the anger. It was time to let go. I wrote Jake a letter. Not to forgive him, but to close the chapter. You owe me £500, but I'm not asking for it anymore. Just don't ever contact me again. I folded the paper, sealed it, and walked to the postbox. You did the right thing, Liam said as we browsed the market. Yeah, I replied, feeling lighter than I had in weeks. Time to focus on the good stuff. Sarah dragged me to a painting class. To take your mind off things, she said. I rolled my eyes but went along. To my surprise, I loved it. The brush in my hand, the colors on the canvas, it was calming. Maybe this was the fresh start I needed. Jake's letter arrived a week later. Short, simple, and sincere. I read it twice before tossing it in the bin. It didn't change anything, but it was something. I took a trip out of the city, just to clear my head. Standing there, watching the sunset, I realized how much I'd been holding on to. It was time to let go, of Jake, of Emma, of the anger. Time to move forward. I decided to take a solo trip to clear my head. Dover was my first stop. Standing on those cliffs, I felt small, in a good way. The world was bigger than my problems. I took a deep breath, feeling the salt in the air. It was just me and the horizon. In the cafe, I met Mrs. Carter, a local who insisted I try her favorite scones. You look like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders, she said. I smiled. Something like that. She patted my hand. Sometimes, a good scone and a chat can fix what's broken. I started writing letters to myself, about what I'd been through, what I'd learned, and what I wanted for the future. It felt silly at first, but it helped. Today's letter ended with, "You're stronger than you think." "Alex, I'm leaving," Emma said. "Leaving Jake, leaving the city. I needed to tell you." I leaned against the wall. "Why are you telling me?" "Because I owe you an apology. For everything." Sarah told me Jake was falling apart after Emma left. I didn't know how to feel. Part of me wanted to help, but the other part remembered the betrayal. "He made his bed," I told her. "Let him lie in it." My painting class had a small exhibition. I never thought I'd display my work, but there it was. A woman stopped in front of my Dover painting. "This is stunning," she said. I smiled, feeling a rush of pride. Maybe I was good at this. Out of the blue, I got a job offer from a design firm. They'd seen my paintings online. "We love your style," the manager said. I left the meeting stunned. A job doing something I loved. It felt too good to be true. I decided to move to Manchester for the job. Packing up my flat felt bittersweet. This place had seen my lowest moments, but also my first steps toward healing. I locked the door one last time and walked away. My first day at the new job was intimidating. Everyone seemed so talented. But my boss, Claire, pulled me aside. "We hired you because you're unique. Don't try to fit in, stand out." Her words eased my nerves. Sarah came to visit me in Manchester. "You're glowing," she said, sipping her coffee. "This city suits you." I smiled. It's not the city. It's me. I'm finally moving on. I was at the market when I saw Jake. He looked like a shadow of the person I'd known. My first instinct was to turn away, but something stopped me. I took a deep breath and walked over. "What are you doing here?" I asked, keeping my voice neutral. Jake looked up, surprised. I moved here. Fresh start." I nodded. "Good for you." There was so much I wanted to say, but I didn't. After seeing Jake, I realized something. Holding on to anger wasn't hurting him, it was hurting me. I didn't need to be friends with him, but I could let go of the bitterness. Forgiveness wasn't for him. It was for me. My first solo exhibition was a success. People loved my work, and I even sold a few pieces. Standing there, surrounded by my art, I felt a sense of accomplishment I'd never known before. Another letter from Jake arrived. This one was different. I'm trying to be better, he wrote. Not for you, but for me. Thank you for showing me what I lost. I read it twice, then placed it in a drawer. Liam and I took a road trip to the Lake District. You've come a long way, he said as we drove. Yeah, I replied, smiling. And I've got a long way to go. But I'm ready for it. I stared at the invitation, a mix of emotions washing over me. Sarah was getting married. My best friend, the one who'd been my rock through everything, was starting a new chapter. I smiled, genuinely happy for her, but a twinge of sadness crept in. Time was moving on, and so was she. What do you think? Sarah twirled in the dress, her eyes sparkling. You look amazing, I said, meaning it. She sat beside me, taking my hand. I couldn't have done this without you, Alex. You've been my constant. I squeezed her hand. Always will be. The bachelorette party was a blast. We danced, laughed, and shared stories. At one point, Sarah pulled me aside. You've been through so much, but look at you now. You're thriving. I'm so proud of you. Her words hit me harder than I expected. The wedding was perfect. Sarah looked radiant, and her fiancé's love for her was palpable. As I stood there, holding her bouquet, I felt a sense of closure. This was the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. For both of us, I gave a speech, recounting Sarah's and my journey together. She's been my sister, my confidant, and my lifeline, I said, my voice cracking. To Sarah and her husband, may your love be as strong and enduring as ours. The room erupted in applause. In the middle of the reception, I spotted someone familiar. Jake. He was standing at the back, looking lost. Our eyes met for a moment before he turned and left. I felt a pang of something, curiosity, maybe. But I shook it off. This was Sarah's day. The next morning, Sarah and I sat on the balcony of her honeymoon suite. Did you see Jake yesterday? She asked. I nodded. Yeah. He didn't stay long. She sighed. He's been trying to turn things around. Maybe give him a chance. I didn't answer, just stared at the horizon. After much thought, I decided to write Jake a letter. I saw you at the wedding, I began. If you're serious about changing, I'm willing to meet. But know this, I'm not the same person you hurt. And I won't let you hurt me again. We met at a coffee shop. Jake was on time, looking like he'd put effort into his appearance. Thanks for meeting me, he said. I nodded. Don't waste my time, Jake. He took a deep breath. I won't. I wanted to say I'm sorry. Truly. Jake apologized for everything. The lies, the betrayal, the pain he'd caused. I was selfish, he admitted. I lost the best friend I ever had because of it. I didn't say anything for a long moment. Apology accepted, I finally said. But we're starting from zero. We started slow, meeting for coffee, catching up on each other's lives. It was awkward at first, but gradually, the tension eased. Jake was different. He listened more, joked less, and seemed genuinely interested in rebuilding our friendship. Jake eventually joined Liam and me at the pub. It felt strange at first, but soon, it became our new normal. We talked about everything, work, life, even the past. It wasn't the same as before, but it was something that I had another gallery opening, and this time, Jake came. He stood in front of one of my paintings, a landscape of the Cotswolds. This is incredible, he said. I smiled. Thanks. It means a lot that you're here. Sitting in the park, I reflected on how far I'd come. The betrayal, the pain, the healing, it had all led me here. I was stronger, wiser, and more at peace. And for the first time in a long time, I felt truly happy. My family organized a reunion, and for the first time in years, I felt excited to attend. Holding my baby niece, I realized how much I'd grown. I wasn't just Alex the betrayed friend or the heartbroken ex. I was Alex the artist, the uncle, the friend. It felt good to be seen as more. Emily's engagement announcement caught me off guard. She pulled me aside afterward. You've been through so much, but look at you now. You're happy. I'm proud of you, big brother. Her words made me tear up. I hugged her tightly. I'm proud of you too. We decided to turn the reunion into a road trip. Crammed into the minivan, I felt a sense of belonging I hadn't felt in years. My nieces and nephews sang songs off-key, and my parents bickered playfully. It was chaotic, but it was home. My mom and I had a quiet moment by the lake. "You've come so far, Alex," she said, her voice soft. "I know it wasn't easy, but look at you now. You're thriving." I leaned my head on her shoulder. "Thanks, Mom. For everything." Back in Manchester, I landed a huge commission for a local hotel. The client wanted a series of landscapes that captured the essence of England. It was a dream project, and I threw myself into it with everything I had. One night, I lost track of time in the studio. The painting was coming together, but something felt off. I stepped back, squinting. It needed more depth, more emotion. I grabbed a fresh brush and dove back in, the city outside quiet and still. Mr. Thompson stopped by unexpectedly. "Heard you were making a name for yourself," he said, his usual gruff tone softened. He paused in front of a painting of the white cliffs of Dover. "This one's got soul. You've got talent, lad." His approval meant more than he'll ever know. The gallery opening for my new collection was a massive success. People loved the work, and the hotel commission piece was the talk of the night. Standing there, surrounded by my art and my friends, I felt a sense of fulfillment I'd never known. A letter from Emma arrived out of the blue. "I'm happy, Alex," she wrote. "And I hope you are too. You deserve it." I smiled, folding the letter. It was good to know she'd found her own peace. Standing on that hill, I felt like I'd finally come full circle. The pain, the betrayal, the healing, it had all led me here. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was living. And for the first time, I was excited to see what came next.